Now, one of the things that we want to look at doing is improving the readability of our Word document. You see, a Word document, when we look at it like this, is just kind of bland. It's hard to find anything that sticks out and really grabs your attention. And so we want to look at text formatting, ways to stylize our text to make certain things stand out. Now, it's very important with this that anytime we stylize our text, that we don't over stylize. Because if everything is bold, then nothing stands out as being bold. It just looks normal. So let's take a look at how we're going to do this. So here I have my text, and you should recognize it from our last video. And I want to make certain things stand out. So for example, up here in the first paragraph, it says turtles belong to the order Testudines. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's an important term that I need to stand out. So I just double click on my word and that highlights the whole word for me. But what I'm going to do is click on bold. That makes it so everything that's highlighted is now bold. And notice that this now stands out and oh, I can see this. This is an important word. I should pay attention to it. That's what we're looking for. There's other ways I can make things stand out. So another option is to italicize something. So I have, for example, here a link. So I'm going to come over here and select this link with my cursor. And I can do Control I. And Control I is italicize. I also have the italics button up here on my ribbon bar if I want to. Let me show you another little example here. So here I have, if I go down about half, 2/3 of the way down my page, you can see the shell is made of bone and covered with scutes. Okay, so I'm going to select this word. Once again, just double click on it. And notice that when I select it, a little context menu pops up. This is another way that I can apply things like bold and italics. But I can do other things as well, such as give it a highlight color. Now, a highlight color, when I click on it, notice it makes the background that color, kind of like marking it with a highlighter. Likewise, if I want to make a word be a different colors, just the text, I'm going to come over here. The plates are made of keratin. Okay, that's something I want to stand out. And I'm going to come over here and choose the A with a little line underneath it. And I'm going to make this a dark green. Notice that now my text is dark green. This also highlights something, which is if I have a bunch of different ways to kind of make things stand out, once again, everything can't be important. Everything can't stand out. So we need to say, hey, how do I want to do this? I want to be consistent. Maybe I don't want to use a color. So I can do Control Z and Control Z. That undoes my two colors. But maybe I do want to have that bolded, because those are both important words that might be needed to be a little bit more recognizable. So these are ways that we can do it. We can add colors. We can add highlighting like bold and italicize and even underline. Although underline shouldn't be used too much, especially if we're going to post this onto the web or save it as a PDF, which we'll talk about later on, because people will think, well, that's a link and I should click on it. And then if they click on it, nothing happens. Get really upset about that. So we want to be consistent with how we format our documents. In some cases, if I'm writing a report like a MLA document or an APA style document, there are formatting rules that are going to be applied. So know what your rules are, know what has to be done, and apply them to your document as you best see fit. Now, in some cases, we want to make a lot of changes. For example, here I have my physical characteristics. And my physical characteristics, I want to really stand out. That's like a heading. I want to come over here and I want to say, you know what? This needs to be a bigger font size. I want to change to 20-point font instead of that 12. And I want it to be bold so it stands out. And I want to do some other things. But there's actually a better way of doing it. And I'm going to show you how to do that in our next video, where we look at using things like headings and other styles to be really consistent and much more efficient and faster with how we stylize our Word document. So take a look for that video.